welling up and spilling out onto the bay.
Welcome to the 13th Annual ACE Awards, sponsored by City Center, Krannert Center for the Performing Arts, Krannert Art Museum, Torrey Beach, and 5 Foot Productions, and obviously presented by the awesome 40 North, the Champaign County Arts Council. We are here tonight to celebrate and honor the outstanding contributions to the cultural life of Champaign County. Before we get started, I just wanted to say that it's such an honor to be your MC tonight. First of all, as many of you know, I recently retired from Krannert Center for the Performing Arts, and as much as I enjoy retirement and working on some amazing projects in the community, I have to say that it feels pretty awfully good to be back with my people. You all are so innovative, creative, empathetic, and generous of spirit, and I love feeling the energy, and it's so great to be back. Here's to you. Trying to get this mic right, sorry. Before we begin, I can't help but take just a moment to congratulate Kelly, her entire staff, and all the individual, yes? And also, I want to also congratulate all the individuals in this community, past and present, who have immensely enriched our cultural community through the hard work and commitment. I am completely humbled, really I am, as I think back to the early days of 40 North. I see many faces in the audience today that were there at the very beginning. And now, as I witness what has become such a powerful, beautiful, and effective organization, I realize that so many people have transformed, absolutely transformed the cultural landscape of this area. So before we go on to highlight this year's 7 ACE Awards, let's take a moment to applaud ourselves for the collective effort that has resulted in a vastly expanded cultural richness by empowering, mobilizing, and shining a light on our amazing artists and advocates. Okay, so on to the show. To present this evening's first award, please join me in welcoming to the stage the winner of the 2012 Business ACE Award, Rhonda Lash, General Manager of Adams Outdoor Advertising. Working out the kinks alone.
Good evening. How are you all this evening? Good, thank you. The Business ACE Award highlights the business that has demonstrated outstanding support of the arts. This winner has cultivated opportunities and relationships that support the local artists and organizations in Champaign County. So it is an honor this evening to announce the winner of the 2017 Business ACE, Champaign-Urbana Adventures in Time and Space.
Champaign-Urbana Adventures in Time and Space is an escape room located in downtown Urbana. What that means is it's a real-life puzzle game where teams of families, friends, coworkers look for clues and use those clues to solve a series of puzzles and challenges.
We opened back in October of 2015 with just 1 room. Since then, we've expanded and we now have 4 rooms and we're working on a 5th.
Each of our games has kind of a movie set level production design. So we use lots of different props and scenic features that are developed by local artists.
It was really important to us when we were doing this from a more business perspective that we were excited to be able to pay people, to pay artists to make art. When you're doing something in a commercial setting, I think that's really important.
And it also really helped the business to pay attention to that level of detail, that level of quality. Being able to work with artists has allowed us to transform like what would normally be a sort of boring office building or retail space in downtown Urbana into these crazy kind of immersive adventures that really we feel is unique for a community the size of Champaign-Urbana. In addition to the escape room, Ann and I are on the board of the Champaign-Urbana Film Society, and the big event we throw every year is the student film writing competition, Pens to Lens.
K through 12 students write 5-page scripts, and area filmmakers select scripts that they like and make them into actual short films. And we have a big gala event at the Virginia Theater where we show these movies and celebrate these kids' amazing, weird creativity. And we love making these weird movies and helping kids to see film as an exciting art form that they can actually take part in.
I honestly believe that Champaign County is like a wonderful anomaly in downstate Illinois. Like the artistic community, the artistic supporting community here is just hands down such an invigorating and inspirational place to be.
Champaign is great because it is big enough so you have a lot of resources that maybe you wouldn't have in smaller areas, but it's small and communal enough that people care and people are really invested in the artistic community. So with Pens to Lens, that means that we're able to manage this kind of program. We have enough filmmakers that we can actually make these films and put together this program, but we're small enough that we're still really invested in helping these kids and working with these kids. And I think it's the same thing for CU Adventures, you know, and I think for all the other artists. Not only can you go see a play and be like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing actor, you can go up to them and be like, hey, I'd like to work with you, which is just phenomenal.
It's such an easy process to kind of collaborate with the community because the community has such a great depth.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to welcome Ann and Chris Lukeman, the winners of the Business Ace Award and the owners of CU Adventures in Time and Space.
All right, so me on the video stole most of what me in person was going to say. But thank you so much to 40 North for this enormous honor. And it just blows us away. We see kind of a cross-section of every single group you could imagine in Champaign-Urbana, from kids visiting on a field trip, to families coming after work, to bachelor parties, bachelorette parties, groups from nursing homes and retirement facilities, back to back with corporate groups, from let alone the university student population. We see so many people come through, and you can just tell that Champaign-Urbana has something special going on.
Yeah, I think that, you know, in addition to what Video Us said, which was what we would have said here, also Video Me stole my in-person me dress, which I did not realize was going to happen. But we seriously just want to thank all of the artists and creators, our fellow filmmakers out there, the actors, the people, our friends and family who came out to help us do set design at the very beginning.
Musicians, painters, photographers.
I mean, we have tried to make use of the amazing resources we have in this town in terms of arts, and I think we're super blessed that we have such amazing resources. So thank all of you for making this possible.
Thank you.
You guys are amazing. It's such isn't it an innovative program that merges so many diverse art forms and populations. I mean, Pens to Lens initiative is just unbelievably fabulous. So thanks so much. Okay, on to our next one. I want to welcome to the stage the winner of the 2016 Student ACE Award, Saskia Bacher. Saskia?
The Student ACE is presented to an individual student with outstanding artistic achievements who strives to promote understanding and appreciation of the local arts community. It is an honor to announce the winner of the 2017 Student ACE Award, Camilla Glowacki.
I I came to Champaign-Urbana actually in 2009 to study art education and painting at U of I. I was fortunate enough to start working at Cranard Art Museum. I was offered a graduate assistantship, so I was able to keep working and start pursuing my master's as well. So right now I'm in my second year of the master's program at U of I for art education. My primary job at Cranard Art Museum is running the CAM-WAM programs, which stands for Cranard Art Museum Week at the Museum. So students come for a whole week at the museum, and it's just great to have an impact on so many students all through this really great museum that we have on campus. I've really been playing music since middle school, pretty much nonstop. Right now, my 3 current projects are Cowabunga Kid, Nectar, and La Louve. And I'm a songwriter in all 3. But recently I've been trying to really connect those spheres of my life, like music and school and work. Instead of keeping it separate, being like, how can this actually be used to connect different communities and work together? My band Nectar performed at Stratton Arts Academy in Champaign. After we performed, I stayed with the students for a couple of days, and they formed bands of their own and wrote a song that was kind of a time capsule of their 4th grade year. But it was kind of just a way of showing them, like, music doesn't have to be complicated. Like, you can just grab a couple friends and just hit, school bongos and write a song together. I started a program at Cranard Art Museum called Art Remastered, where I invited local musicians to come and respond to the artworks on display and create a song inspired by one of the artworks. And then they performed in the galleries in front of the piece. I'm very much a yes person. I don't really, I'm just like, yes, yeah, of course I'll do that. Like, sure, yeah, I'll help you with that. I just try to be very open, and there have been so many little trails and paths where I said yes to one thing and then that led to this amazing opportunity, and then I met this person, and it's just this network of all these nodes coming off of each other. I just love it at the end of the day. I wouldn't do it if it didn't, leave me feeling excited or satisfied in some way. So I think that's what drives me. I'm just passionate about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Camila Glowacki. Wow, hi. When I was little, I was a really, really shy kid. In my kindergarten class picture, you'll see me with tear-stained cheeks, clinging on to the teacher. So the fact that I'm talking in front of you right now is a big deal for me. And even just the fact that, I've grown up to be a teacher and someone who plays in bands on stage. I just think back to that really young, shy version of me, and I'm just really proud of where I am now. So I just want to say thank you so much to my family who is here. I feel very, very fortunate to come from a family that supports the arts. My mom would keep this giant binder of all my drawings from when I was little, and my dad is always driving me to rehearsals and practices, so I feel very, very fortunate to have them in my life. And my sister, who's my best friend, and Erin Schultz, who's my bandmate and best friend and collaborator and partner and biggest support system. And Bobby Schultz and Virginia Hatton, who have been so loving and supportive to me. I feel very lucky. And like I said in the video, everything I've achieved is due to so many people I'm very privileged to work with. So thank you so much to the staff at Cranard Art Museum, and Ann Sontman especially has done so much for me and given me so many amazing opportunities, so I owe a lot to her.
and all the other people in Champaign I've had the privilege to collaborate with. Rachel Storm, who gave me my first solo art show, and all the teachers in Champaign, Rusty Clevenger and Casey Kashnig. So yes, thank you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you 40 North and all the staff for putting this together. This really means so much to me, and I can't thank you guys enough.
Thank you, Camila. It's beautiful. You know, from my professional experience, there's absolutely nothing more powerful for a young person to see another relatively young person, peer, doing what they might be only dream of doing. So I know the powerful education and engagement that you're doing there at Cranard Art Museum and through your own music, so thank you. I also am just really taken just over 2 awards, we've heard about the network of people and watching the pre-show up there of all the amazing people in this community that are working together. It's just an inspiring night, and we've only got 2 done, so let's keep going. Now I'd like to welcome our very next presenter, the winner of the 2014 Artist ACE Award, Jason Patterson.
The Artist ACE is presented to the individual artists for their creations and contributions to the excellence of art in Champaign County. I'm very happy to announce the winner of the 2017 Artist ACE Award, Alan Cremian.
Initially, I started painting in undergrad, and it was just because I liked the idea of what Jackson Pollock was doing with like the splatter painting and that sort of thing. I came here and I was interested in spray painting and doing some graffiti stuff. And then I met my fiance, Kayla, who bought me my first set of acrylic paint markers. And she got these for me because, you know, it was kind of like a transition in graffiti. And I linked up with a common mind there. I was doing some, you know, spray painting here and there. And since then, I really got into doing graffiti, doing more of the now canvas, you know, pieces with the faces. So I think that's really what started it. Was, you know, a good combination of acceptance of being a little weird with the art, and also having that opportunity, which there's definitely a lot of that around here. I work in the field of mental health. I work in a psychiatric hospital, so too many times I see my patients really struggling primarily with hiding how they're feeling. That's what I'm doing, is I'm saying, hey, it's okay. And a lot of people will think that I'm painting what I see at the hospital. No, that's not the case. The only thing that I'm painting in regards to the hospital or with my patients is that I'm using my own emotions. I'm getting the inspiration to feel comfortable with being who I truly am. And yes, I'm okay to admit that I get anxious, I get depressed, I get angry at times, and you know, I'm using this outlet to get it out. So that's really where it's coming from. When we found out about my mom being diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's, that was a hard time, because you have to be strong for those individuals who are going through that. You know, they need to have that hope too. And the hard part about it was not showing that emotion. So the whole notion behind gritting teeth was, you know, you're trying to put on a smile, you're trying to be positive for them, but you're just gritting your teeth with a lot of pain. She was so happy when she saw that up on the billboard, and you know, every time she came downtown, she would want to go take pictures of it, and you know, that was a big thing. I think that the arts in Champaign County allows it to be a little bit more unique. Art is all about being unique, it's all about being creative, it's all about having some kind of being a little different at times. It's what draws us to music, to literature, to, you know, visual arts, to all these kinds of things. I think it brings about a lot of that acceptance and that self-acceptance too, that, hey, you know, it's okay to be a little different, a little unique.
right. So a speech. Let's see here. Well, hello, fellow weirdos. God, this is hard. I remember coming here last year as a nominee, and Kayla, my fiance, is back there along with my family, who I will also thank here in a minute. We left the show, and she was very proud of me for being a nominee, and I said that was the one thing that I really wanted to accomplish in my art career, because I don't want to do much else besides do what I'm doing right now. So I guess the way that the speeches work is that you usually thank people, and then you tell a little bit about what you do. So I'm going to go with Act 1, Scene 1 here. I got to thank my fiancée Kayla Brown, not only for appreciating me for being such a weird and at times very dark individual. She will allow me to shut the door and just get in a very emotional state to paint some of the garbage that I paint. But also, this is the one thing that not the one thing, but this is one of the things that really sticks out to me, is that she was the one that bought me my first set of acrylic paint markers. When I was spray painting, she bought me my first set, and that's what really started this mess. And I have to give her the utmost credit for that. So if you see some of the show that I do, it's not the most positive stuff. And if you saw it, you would think that this guy has had a terrible childhood. And I want to say this publicly, that I have had the opposite of that. However, I've had a very strong inspiration from my parents, who are back there, as well as Sharon and Al Cremian. My inspiration is because of their acceptance, and that's what I'm trying to promote here, is that my family, my brother, my sister, my dad, they all went in a scientific route. They all went into energy conservation, all that kind of stuff. I went into psychology, and you know, most parents might be concerned about, you're going into psychology. They were accepting of that, and that's really what I'm trying to do, is no matter what stupid idea that I had, they were accepting of that. They didn't say, no, don't do that. They said, okay. The third group that I want to give thanks here to, and I think a lot of us need to give thanks to this, is the Champaign-Urbana arts community. I'll go through. As I said in the video, I want to start off with the Common Mind. When I first started, there was Boneyard a couple years back, and Kayla and I were walking down one of the streets here. I don't remember, but anyway, we were walking down the street, and I was outside, and Common Mind was doing their, one of their first shows, and Matt Harsh, who was leading the Common Mind and still is, said, "Hey, you got spray cans? You want to come out and spray?" And I said, "Oh, okay." And then I did, and that's what got it started, and so I want to appreciate them. I also want to give thanks to Institute for Creativity. A guy named Bill Longfellow was there, and he said one of the things that stuck with me, and that was that creativity is never absent. It's just that there's a lack of motivation for creativity. So we all have it, and I think that's an important message that really stuck with me. And then, of course, as everybody up here has been doing, I want to give a special thanks to 40 North, and then in particular to Kelly for Kelly and I have an unusual relationship where I'm a lazy artist, so well, every text before a show is usually that, hey, I'm running late. But in addition to that, too, every call that she gives me almost gives me a heart attack. So, you know what? It's even now, okay? But one of the other groups that I want to thank too is just the people that come up and talk to me at shows. I don't do this as a job. I'm not an artist by trade. I work in the psychiatric setting, so my goal here with art is to promote mental health awareness, to let people know that it's okay to struggle at times, which leads me into my next point here, okay? Act 1, Scene 2, something like that. My message, okay? People often ask me, where do I get my inspiration? They assume that it's because I work in a psychiatric hospital, I work with my patients, I get it from my patients. The answer is no. I don't get it from my patients in that respect. I get it because I see it too many times that people are too uncomfortable with having the emotions that they have. And the point of this art is to put myself on a canvas to say it's okay to express who you are. It's okay to hurt at times because that's what makes us a human being. And through my creativity, through our creativity, we have the opportunity to show the world that we are unique, that we are an individual, that we do matter, that we do have a purpose. And too many times I see people finding an outlet, finding the last resort because they don't think that they matter. And my goal here is to show that you do matter, that you do have a purpose, and that's why I love doing what I do, because I've seen it happen so many times where people finally realize that they do have a purpose. And I want to end my rant on this note that if you ever see somebody create something, no matter what it is, even if they think it's, remember this, that whatever they put down on that piece of paper, that canvas, that instrument, that whatever it is, if it's photography, if it's anything that they do, whatever it is, what they create in that moment, nobody ever in the history of time or ever in the future will ever recreate what they created in that moment. Thank you.
That was beautiful, Mike. It was very moving, and I suspect there's an awful lot of people in this room, including myself, that had doubts about themselves until they found the artistic community and the acceptance to be who you are and to fill your destiny, only because people supported that and said, hey, you're not weird, go for it, and they said yes. So thank you for so beautifully stating that, Mike. Okay, next up, let's give a very warm welcome to the winner of the 2016 Advocate ACE Award, Mike Ingram.
I'm glad Al got around to saying something about Kelly, and everybody got a chance to clap for Kelly, but we're going to do it one more time because she doesn't get quite enough love in general. Kelly White. She ran to hide, I think. Or as you might know her, if you were here last year, Kelly North. One of the most adorable misnamings of all time. The script says good evening. I guess I could have led with that. Good evening. The Advocate ACE Award honors the individual, organization, or group that has advocated on behalf of the arts effectively and consistently, forged creative partnerships, or stimulated collaborations that result in broader awareness, accessibility, and participation in the arts, culture, and education of Champaign County. In a world where we're now giving people credit for basically just being decent human beings, there are still those that are going above and beyond every day for the things that they are passionate about and for things that they see in need of assistance. While a lot of people might get complacent and turn off the outside world, this year's winner is out in these streets, making opportunities available for groups and communities who don't always have hands outstretched to them. She is a shining herald for the world-devouring behemoth we should all hope Black Girl Genius and Black Lives Matter will be. It is beyond my pleasure to announce the winner of the 2017 Advocate ACE Award, the elegant, the confident, the kind, Shea Robinson.
Speak Cafe actually stands for song, poetry, expressions, art, and knowledge. It really does cover the spectrum of art. My aunt, she actually introduced me to Aaron Ammons, which at the time was running Speak Cafe. So I went for a few years. Aaron Ammons actually became the alderman over in Urbana, and he needed somebody to run Speak Cafe because he was just really busy. And so because I had been going for so long and just kind of into it, he trusted me with what was considered his baby at the time, because he had been running it for almost 8 or 9 years at that time. It really is any form of expression that you want to do. If you want to sing, if you want to rap, if you want to bring in some art pieces. So for me, those are the important parts, is having a space where artists can come, lay it all out, and be comfortable and confident in doing that. And just kind of having a release. I feel like art is a form of healing. And so I want people to have a space to where they can heal. Open Seam was just an arts program that they've gotten a grant for. They just wanted to find some sort of a program that was catered towards younger generation, because they're going to be the progressive ones. They're going to be the ones that push the envelope for the next few years, and so they want to keep the arts alive downtown Urbana. I became kind of I guess you would call it an adult stakeholder. And so what we did was, with the kids, they actually ran the program. We were just there as support and to kind of push the program along. The local artists is what inspires me. Being able to see these people give their blood, sweat, and tears to something that they absolutely love, day in and day out. You know, I go to Mondays, they have open mics, and to see people who have started and may not have even really known what to do, grow into such amazing artists and be able to go on to do such amazing things in this community and outside of it. I think that's really what pushes me and what is really amazing about, you know, this experience in Champaign. I think the biggest thing for me is, if I don't advocate for art and if I don't push it, who will? So, you know, and art's something that I feel like needs to be alive. I feel like it pushes social justice issues, and it's one of the unwritten pushers of the times. And so I feel like, you know, that's really why I do it, is mostly for the younger generations, but mostly just for people in general, anybody that may be dealing with trauma or that may have, you know, been slighted in some sort of a way, to just have a space where they feel comfortable to be who they are and be able to talk about some of the things that they've been through.
All right. Wearing a skirt that you potentially have stepped on accidentally tonight, designed by my wife, Rachel Ingram, which I don't get to say very often. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Shea Robinson.
This is for you. Oh, holy crap, this is mine. So I 1,000% wrote mine down because I have stage fright, even though I've been on stage my whole life. So here we go. Thank you, Mike, for such a great introduction. I can't think of anyone more inspiring and amazing to receive an award after. Those are some really big shoes to fill. But I'm inspired every day to be better and to give artists a place called home. You continue to serve as an amazing gift, and I'm super happy to call you my friend, so thank you so much. I'd like to thank Kelly White and the people at 40 North. Without you, the arts in this town wouldn't be able to thrive the way that they do. And to all those who nominated me, which I am not even sure like who everybody is, but I'm so grateful. Like, what is this? Like, what are you guys doing right now? To be recognized by my community is such a beautiful experience, and it's because of you all that I'm here, so thank you so much. To my mom, my stepdad, my brothers, and my sister, like, I'm not gonna cry, I promise. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys are the reason I'm so defiant when it comes to matters of injustice, but also the reason why I love the arts so much. I used to write poetry before I even knew what it really was, secretly for years. You guys didn't push me to share, but you gave me a space to just get lost in my notebooks, and I'm so grateful for that. Y'all let me be who I am, even though sometimes it's kind of crazy, and encourage me to keep going. And even though I'm super busy, you guys don't take it personally, and I love you so much. You guys bear the brunt of my busy schedule, and I hope that I can continue to make you guys proud. I don't think that y'all understand how grateful that I really am to be born in such an amazing family. To my extended family, the ones who could be here and those that could not, thank you so much for supporting me with everything. I couldn't have asked for a better family. Everyone is so creative and talented, and I know because of this bloodline, I'm able to make such great strides in my community. I was born an artist because of such an amazing family, and I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Like, I'm still like so in shock, like what is happening? To my friends, they say you can't choose your family, but you choose your friends, and every single day you guys keep choosing to love me endlessly. The nights that I'm exhausted and feeling uninspired, you all give me such an amazing boost. I need to keep going. From helping me set up and break down rooms, to listening to my poetry and giving me feedback, to performing for me because I want everybody to know how great you guys are. I didn't think that I could do this. When my self-esteem seemed really low, you guys pushed me by telling me that I could be anything. And the laughs, like thank you guys so much for the laughs. Like that gets me through a lot of really hard nights. There are a few other people I'd like to thank. Thank you to the Craner Art Museum, you guys are amazing. Thank you for giving Speak Cafe a space to live and breathe. Thank you for trusting me with the space to be political and radical and just free. Thank you, Dr. William Patterson, for creating Speak Cafe. You're an amazing person. If you didn't bring this concept of song, poetry, expressions, art, and knowledge to the university, I'm not sure if I will be doing half of the things that I am. Aaron Ammons, thank you so much for trusting me. After hosting Speak for almost a decade, I went from a timid artist to a leader. You saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. I'm walking more in my purpose because of you. I know you remember me like shaking, like I was on stage, the first time he called me up, I was like shaking with my paper, like super nervous. But he definitely saw something really amazing in me. And now I'm hosting across Champaign-Urbana and performing across the Midwest, and I'm honored to have you in my life, so thank you. To all the artists that have come through and blessed my life, my stage, with such a willingness and a smile, I do this for you. We don't have many spaces to unravel all that the world wraps us up with. I like to think that I create a space that gives those who don't seem like they have a voice a chance to be heard, feel, and loved, and free. They say positive energy always creates elevation, and all of the energy has elevated me to new heights, and I want to continue to be here for you. For the tears shed, all of the hugs given, and the laughs had, I know I wouldn't be here and thrive without you, so thank you. I'm pushed to write better because of the amazing talent in CU. And I never miss an opportunity to go and support live music, poetry events, or art showings because the talent born and bred here is crazy. Thank you. So I'm just gonna talk a little bit about like who I am. So growing up as a shy Black girl in America, I've seen and been through so much. To the conditions of my community and personal struggles outside of my family and friends, my thoughts have always been here for me. From writing poetry for classes to journaling in a Rugrats diary. I needed a place to let go. The arts have given me, in my imagination, a place to run free and sometimes negative and real life experiences that I've faced. I do these things and support so many artists because laying your heart and your soul out there for everyone to see is very scary, but such a beautiful experience. My poetry is the closest you'll ever see to my soul. The arts have given me, my lived experience, a place for people to feel them as well. They say poets are the unacknowledged legislators of the world. Art shapes social and political climates. Arts push back against injustice. Art frees us. Art is life. I'd like to thank everybody in this room, to Speak Truth Collective, Sleepless Nights. I thank you for giving me such hope when I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, you guys have always pushed me to be better, and I'm so grateful for you. Again, thank you to everybody in this room. Those of us receiving awards tonight, we would not be here without you, so thank you. I'm so humbled, and I'm so honored. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Shea. That was great. There's a real theme of, the support networks we all have in families and friends, and giving us the strength to keep going. So thanks so much. That was great. Okay. Coming up, we still have the awards for volunteer, teacher, and lifetime achievement. But first, I'm going to welcome to the stage the most popular person and well-deserved in the room, the outstanding leader and executive director of 40 North, Kelly White.
I am feeling the love. This is awesome. And this is on 0 sleep, by the way. Yes. Okay, first of all, we definitely need to thank this amazing woman over here, Rebecca McBride. I was absolutely thrilled when you said yes. It was, the whole committee was like, no, #1 choice. So it's obviously a little bit of a theme this evening of all the support. So I just wanted to make sure that I showed my support. I am very lucky to have a lot of amazing people that help me. It's kind of funny. We have this brilliant ACE committee where we're sitting around going, yeah, there's a weird entrance problem at City Center because of the construction. You know what would be cool is one of those crazy blow-up nutty things. And one of the committee members is like, I can get you one of those. And I'm like, well, we can't plug it in. We need a generator. Another committee member, I can get you a generator. That's the kind of stuff that happens. And then board members are hauling stuff around and decorating tables and doing all this amazing stuff. It's phenomenal, the support I receive. And then you put it on next level here, people. You see these amazing videos that we're looking at. The person edited those while basically breastfeeding a newborn. Amanda Baker! I witnessed it. I was there. And then we also had a new wonderful addition. Tori Beach helped a lot too. Thank you, Tori. Awesome team. So very inspiring. That's why I get inspired constantly. All these amazing people that help and come forward, and Friday Night Live, all these musicians that work together. I'll be at art fairs and I'm trying to tell artists, oh, there's this opportunity. And they're like, oh, a fellow artist already told me. Talking about you, Kelly Hieronymus. I know you're out there. Artists helping artists, musicians helping musicians. It's, it feeds me, it drives me, it completely inspires me on a daily basis. Everybody in this room inspires me. I appreciate you all coming out tonight. The winners are amazing. And also, all of the amazing nominees. We had over 115 nominations, a record, by the way. So what I would like to do is embarrass all those people by calling all their names and having them hopefully come up here on the stage with me so you guys can give them a huge round of applause. So bear with me. I think I just dropped your pen. Okay, here we go. Ann Rasmus, Vicki and Lynn Canfield of AIR, Andrew Fell, Architecture and Design, Ann Soutman, Austin McCann, Barry Callahan, Brandon T. Washington, Kara Marizzi, Carlisle Johnson, Carol Jo Morgan, Champaign County History Museum, Champaign Public Library, Champaign-Urbana Theater Company, Chase Baby, Cindy Blair Sampson, CJ Run, CU Comedy, Dance Music Therapy, David Kraft, David Wilcoxon, Dean Rose, Delaney Valise, Dixie and Gregory Witt, Aaron Anderson, Exile on Main Street, 51 Main, Frederick Dunn, Hopscotch Bakery and Market, Imbibe Urbana, Isaac Arms, Jacqueline Lowenstein, Jancy Philippus, Jane Addams Bookshop, Jason Finkelman, Janelle Orcherton, John Odom, Johnny Matson, Joss Laskowski, Julia Welly, Justin Lee, Kathleen Brinkman, Kathy Harden, Kelly Rose, Kelly Hieronymus, Kristen Waters, Lance Dixon, Latrell Bright, Lydia Pudicombe, Marielle McNabney, Marsha Landis, Meadow Jones, Mike McMahon, Paul Kottheimer, Paula McCarty, Pegandale Stephenson, Peggy Shaw. This is when you come up, Peggy. You asked when you should come up. This is when you come up. Rebecca Farrell, Roger Blakely and Cecilia Allen, Sam Logan, the Sip Yard, the Upper Bout, the Urbana Park District, Tim Brooker, Rebecca Park, Brianna Maxon, and Alyssa Pavlakis, the Urbana Public Arts Program, Visit Champaign County, and Ward Gollings. Everybody get up here. Oh, did you get a picture, Lauren? Huge round of applause, everybody. Yeah, 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 yeah. Nice. Did you get a good shot, Lawrence? Okay, thank you all so much. Because the jury had it cut out for them. It's very difficult to choose the winner, so all these people are deserving, so renominate. Always renominate every year. All right, I'm gonna stop babbling and I'm gonna hand it back to Rebecca. Thank you all, I love you all.
Okay, this was fun. Before proceeding with the rest of the awards, we need to pause for a moment and to thank our generous sponsors of the 13th Annual ACE Awards. As we all know, these things don't happen without a lot of help from organizations and individuals. So I'd like to honor the City Center. Woo! It's a great facility, just wonderful. Such a great addition to our community. Krannert Center for the Performing Arts. Krannert Art Museum. Torrey Beach. And 5 Foot Productions. Let's give them a hand. See, we also want to thank the amazing planning committee, the people that worked their tails off to make this a success, and really is a fabulous event. Thanks so much. And so the following people were on the planning committee: Lisa Costello, Ellen Kirsenoff, Zoe Stinson, Ryan Reed, Amanda Baker, Mike Ingram, and Janet Sosby, and of course, the outstanding leadership of Kelly White and her staff. Thank you all for doing such a great job with this event. It's really wonderful. Okay, back to the awards. Our next presenter comes the winner of the 2016 Volunteer ACE Award, David Michael Moore and Nishant Makihani, sorry about that, of Pachakacha Night, Champaign-Urbana.
Good evening, everyone. Rebecca, it's Nishant Makijani, but I've been embarrassed in front of 30,000 people before, so you're doing fine. So the Volunteer ACE Award recognizes an individual or group that through their volunteer efforts and service has made a significant impact to the art and culture of this community.
And the winner for the 2017 Volunteer ACE Award, Lawrence McGowan.
MELD stands for the Monday Evening Life Drawing Group. It started with William Baker 15 years ago. R.J. Karlstrom at that time moved back to Champaign to take care of his aging father, and so he took over the group. I joined the group when it was at Boneyard Pottery. It was 6 months after I started going, then Michael Schwegman, Boneyard couldn't host him anymore. They had a class going on or something like that, and I offered my studio. It's like, hey RJ, you want to come out to my studio? I just you know, finished off the interior of the machine shed, and so it's worked out great. People come from Decatur, Monticello, Urbana, and so you know it really does actually work for you know this geography. We put on shows back when Ron Karlstrom, RJ was running it. We had a couple of shows at the Art Coop there at Lincoln Square. We did a couple of shows for the Boneyard back in the day, and right now we're doing something to the Gilbert Gallery, new gallery downtown Urbana. I like the camaraderie of everyone that came. It was just a wonderful experience to have all these artists just getting in one place every Monday night, chatting before and after and during break, and then listening to some music and sketch and draw and create. And I've seen so many people come and go throughout the years. You know, people come for a little while, then they'll come back. They might not see them for a year. And it's like, Lawrence, I really miss this. I just got out of the habit. It's like exercising. It's something you just need to do every day. Get in the habit of doing it. People really just come, draw for 2 hours, and it's great. It's fun. And it's a great opportunity for people to get together in the community and have it, you know, this available to them.
Everyone, welcome Lawrence McGowan to the stage.
Volunteers on his night off.
Wait, you need the award or no?
Oh, why, thank you. Cheers. And congratulations to you from last year. Thank you.
Well, thanks everyone for coming out. Of course, Kelly North and 40 North. I'm sorry, Kelly White. You know, it's really pretty much just about the volunteerism. Everyone does something for someone else. I try to run this group for everybody else. Please come out and draw sometimes. I had a speech, but it pretty much covered it in the video. I would like to thank my wife as well, because she's been a widow for the last 8 years that I've been running the drawing group. But thank you, honey. You know, you're still going to be a widow for a little bit. What else? We need more participants. We need more models. Actually, we need a model next Monday. Is anyone available? Do I see hands? Okay. Oh, Patrick Harness. Yes, I see your hand raised. Very good. Really, thanks. Just volunteer. Get out there in community. Enjoy the arts community here. That's, what else can I say? Short and sweet. Thanks, y'all.
Don't forget your camera. You need to go back. I think that's hilarious that he's volunteering to take all the photos. I was like, well, who's going to take a photo of you? And he goes, well, can you? Yeah. I have to digress for just a second on Lawrence, just because I've known Lawrence for about at least 30 years, and I could tell you stories, but that's for another time. That's for another time. But I will say one thing, that I can certainly attest to his generosity and his talent. As many of you know, I tend to hang out with women. And I can tell you that his volunteer work extends well beyond the arts. No, not that. Lawrence has become our designated male friend. And so whenever we need any manly duties done, we call Lawrence. And so poor Lawrence, over 30 years, is frequently called upon whenever we need something like, and these are real things, like moving really large objects, cutting down trees. He helped dig an entire backyard pond at my house. So the list goes on and on. So bless his heart, he always comes through, and I wanted to add just a little extra thanks to Lawrence for all that you do. So thanks, Lawrence. Okay, moving along. Please give a warm welcome to the winner of the 2016 Teacher ACE Award, Stacy Gross.
Hi there, what a good-looking group. The Teacher ACE Award recognizes an individual, organization, school, educator, or group that has demonstrated a unique and creative approach to merging the arts and education. The winner will have, through outstanding commitment and dedicated service to arts education, been an inspiration to students, teachers, and the community. It is a pleasure. It's a really deep personal pleasure to announce the winner of the 2017 ACE Award, the woman who, when I first started teaching, was my mentor, someone that I've known for many years. We've shared a lot of laughs and tears, Miss Suzanne Aldridge.
Grew up in Bloomington, Illinois. Graduated from BHS in 1975. I went to Illinois Wesleyan as a music theater major, so it means I have a double major, vocal performance and theater. In my sophomore year in college, my mentor, a woman by the name of Carol Brandt, directed the first all-state musical for the state of Illinois and the Illinois High School Theater Festival. And I was one of the choreographers. And she invited me over to her house, and we sat and had dinner, and she said, "You can perform, but where your gift is working with kids. What about directing?" And that changed my life. Started working 30 years ago with Unit 4, and I had 3 years, wonderful years at Franklin, then moved up to Centennial, which is where I finished my career. My mantra has always been make memories, because memories are the things that get you through those horrible times. Or you can think back and be sitting in a car sometime and think back, oh, yeah, that happened on stage, or that happened behind the scenes, or that happened during rehearsal. I actually ran into a student today out at Sam's. He was a bit of a handful for most classes, but he's doing really well out there, and we were talking about things, and I said, you know, you never gave me any problems. And he said, I liked your class. We could be ourselves. You accepted us and you treated us like adults. And I think of other classes where I had students who literally wouldn't go to class for any other class, but they would come to my acting or drama class because there were only 2 ways that you couldn't do well. 1 is you didn't try, or 2, you weren't there. And so they really took that to heart, that they were such an important part of this particular group of individuals. We became a family, and we treated each other like that. And so I think that that's the real impact that I had. It's not that I created great theater. I would like to think I did. There were some shows that were probably better than others, but it was the fact that I gave so many an opportunity to experience and be out of their comfort zone. And it was okay to try things and to enjoy the applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the diva herself, Sue Aldridge.
Hours ago, I was in South Africa at the very tip of Cape Hope. And so to be here, we weren't sure that Bob and I were going to make the flight, and I had a speech that I was supposed to leave to Will in case I didn't make it, but I wrote it on the plane coming back. And because I'm a little bit sleep deprived, I'm going to read it. Yeah. Thank you, Stacey. Thank you to 40 North and Kelly. And thank you to all those who sent in nominations, letters of support. I am truly, truly humbled. Coming from a long line of educators, including a university president, college professors, school administrators, and classroom teachers, they would all agree with me that not only is teaching the most honorable profession, but it's the one that makes an incomparable impact on humanity. As an teacher in the arts, it's been my life's mission to entice, encourage, and yes, even to entertain the next generation, to introduce them to the reality that dance, music, the visual arts, and theater are so vital to the success of any culture. I was recently listening to a local radio station talk show where the guest raised a question to the host: what do we have left from ancient civilizations? The response: architecture, literature, music, art, theater, and dance. It is through these components that we learn from the past, and we will be judged by future generation. It's been my life's goal to facilitate the continuation and the creation of the arts by teaching arts enthusiasts, performers, audiences, and most importantly, the dreamers. In a period of time where funding for the arts education is often reduced, cut completely, and the importance of it minimized, it's my hope and desire that through education, the voice and the actions of my students, of 40 North and like organizations in this community and county, that the importance and yes, the essential qualities which bring the arts to all will be created, continued, and supported for millenniums to come. As an educator, I've been given the unique opportunity to help give my students the tools to make a difference, giving them the voice that is so critical to the success of any society. I hope I've taught them to dream. I hope I've helped them to create memories, to sustain them for a lifetime. And I pray that I've impassioned them with the love of the arts, because without the arts, our lives and those things that are so important
would cease to exist. Thank you to my family. Thank you to my fellow teachers. Thank you to the administrators at Unit 4, to Drs. Zola and Wiegand for their continued support. And most of all, thank you to my students, from whom I have received so much more than I could give. So to all of you, continue to create, believe, and dream, and please keep the arts alive.
I'm certain that your students were incredibly influenced and impacted. There's no doubt about that. I'm pretty sure you were successful there. Okay. It's now time for the final award for the evening, so please join me in welcoming to the stage the winner of the 2015 Advocate ACE Award, Carolyn Baxley.
Hi there. It's good to see so many of you here. And I'd like to add my voice to everyone who has sung Kelly's praises tonight, because we wouldn't be here without her, and she's amazing. The Lifetime ACE Award honors the accumulated successes of an individual for continued outstanding support of the arts in our community. Please join me tonight in congratulating the winner of the 2017 Lifetime ACE, Don Lake.
I sort of always knew I wanted to be an artist, but I wasn't quite sure why. When I began college, I had a very influential teacher who turned out to be a very well-known painter. Donald Roller Wilson is his name. And he said, you don't want to be a graphic designer. You don't want anything to do with that. You want to be a painter. And so with that much deliberation, I said, oh, okay. And so I learned to draw and was expected to learn to draw. But I had in my mind that I wanted to be an abstract painter. I'd seen these big, awesome paintings at the museum, and I thought, boy, if that's what an artist does, that's what I want to be. And that was the way it was all the way through school, until I got here and began to teach over and over, day after day, how to draw realistically. I began to use some of those things in my own work. I was making drawings and began to put the watercolor into my drawings. And so little by little, I was sort of warming up the idea of painting some watercolor paintings. I made some of these shiny object paintings. I discovered a bunch of old World War II airplanes, shot photographs, and made paintings of that. So at that point, I quit doing that, and I went back to black and white. I think when I've ever doubted what I'm doing, what I always do is go back to drawing. And I began to really seriously pursue the industry things. And so for many years, I was associated with that theme, but I was always painting the landscape a little bit in the background also. Susie and I bought a piece of land in the Flint Hills of Kansas. The landscape I had to paint, not the sky, but the land itself suddenly was of great interest to me. And so that really became my muse. 1970, we came from Wichita State University, where I'd grown up, and came to Parkland College. It was a bunch of young people about my age, who mostly fresh out of graduate school, who were very enthusiastic teachers and impressive people. We formed these friendships and a bond across the disciplines that served us well. We're very proud of what we built there, and I particularly feel a bit parental and proud of the art design program that we built there. I love being a teacher. And although in the early days I had every intention of leaving and going on to something else, that didn't happen and it didn't work out. And soon I realized I have the very best job you could ever want to have. And so I invested in this job and in these people and in this place, and never regretted it. Art is sort of a record of your life journey. And when you get to be my age, that's easier to say and easier to believe, because you can look back and you can begin to see in retrospect how your work developed, why you did this, and how this influenced you. After a while, it's just your life rhythm and your habits, and you have it and you have it, and it's the way we live. And you don't even think about, why am I doing this? Instead you think, this is what I do.
Okay. I wasn't quite done with my speech. I wanted to say that we celebrate Don tonight for his passion, knowledge, command of the fine art of watercolor, for devoting his life to nurturing and encouraging emerging artists and helping them become the very best that they can be, for his unwavering dedication to his colleagues, his family, his friends, his former students, and for creating a powerful legacy and learning experience for Parkland College students and all the members of this community. I'm very happy to present the ACE Award to Don. Whatever it is.
I think I was channeling the same energy that Sue had when she said she was recently, 24 hours ago, in South Africa. Because my opening line is this: about 2 weeks ago, I was standing at the edge of the Grand Canyon North Rim. And at a place like that, for which the word awesome is truly correct, you kind of get at that moment a sense of your scale in the larger sense of things, and the scale of your achievements sort of shrinks to the head of a pin. That evening, I got a phone call that said I'd been nominated for this award, or chosen for this award, and I had been thinking about what you contribute in a lifetime. I have been thinking about that, given the name of this award. And it seems a little bit like I'm just getting an award for doing what I should be doing every day. But I will accept your award because I'm honored to be recognized by the members of my own community. That if there's any award that matters, that's the one that really counts. I see a lot of people here who've taken my classes over the years, and you will be very familiar with the long written critiques written in the special, often mysterious Don Lake handwriting. Even I couldn't reread it sometimes, I'm embarrassed to say. But you'll understand why I typed my notes from tonight and why I may read them instead of trying to just remember. Because I want to thank a lot of people, and names just don't roll off the tip of my tongue like they once did. I think the older I get, the more I realize that you really don't achieve things by yourself. there are always lots of other people in your life to whom you owe much. And so if you're going to give me this award, then I need to acknowledge that there's an awful lot of people that made whatever I seem to have done actually possible. So I'm going to read some of this stuff so that I don't skip some names. First and last, I owe my wife Susie beyond measure for a lifetime of support, patience, creativity, love, and strength. We have known each other since second grade, and we've been together for 56 plus years. And in that time, we have been a lot of places, done a lot of things, and we've had a lot of fun. Second, I want to thank my colleagues at Parkland for all the energy and effort they put into building what we're all very proud of, the art design program. A lot of those people were part-time people who actually worked for us, gave us a full-time effort. And it made it possible for us to build something there that we didn't have the budget. We didn't have the budget for plenty of full-time people to do all the things we wanted to do, to build the kind of program, the significant program that we wanted to build. So we relied on part-time people who gave us much. And I'd like to give you a list of names. Many of you will recognize some or most of these names. I can't mention them all, but there's some people. This list may give you an idea of the kind of high-powered people we were able to attract and who gave so much to building what Parkland has become. Giselle Atterbury, Ann Coddington, Jody Birdwell, Stephen Hudson, Larry Hamlin, Craig McMonigal, Robert Label, Nancy Gardner, Melinda McIntosh, Laura O'Donnell, Jamie Crideneer, and the late Louis Ballard. Special love and appreciation, though, go to the full-time colleagues at Parkland who have worked year after year, sometimes decade after decade, to build, put Parkland on the national map. These people take the job of teaching very seriously. It's a profession, teaching, and it's not just a way to get through the day so that you can get back to the studio. So when the class time was over, these people's workday was just beginning. But when Parkland Day was over and family time was over, it was back to the studio. And people have taken their work seriously. We expected that, and we admire that amongst each other. I think there was kind of a mutual admiration society going on at Parkland for the work we do. And some people have built very substantial national and international exhibition records. So to mention a few of these people: Chris Bertie, Jack Ekstrom, Joan Stoles, Peggy Shaw, Matthew Watt, Lisa Costello, and all those that went before you. I thank you for your help in making my career there so nice. I've enjoyed the support and friendship of all those people and some others who went an extra mile for me in various ways. My professor, Jim Avant, my friend Harold Greger, who has been a mentor to me and by his example demonstrates what it means to be an artist. Glenn Bradshaw, George Atkinson, and the many other famous and not famous artists whose work inspires me and reminds me what I might achieve if I just do what I always tell people: just keep working. I want to thank Carolyn Baxley for that nice introduction and for all she's done to moved my career along, and friendship and support at the Cinema Gallery. And I'd like to indirectly here acknowledge Melissa Murley for the terrific work she has done for all of us in this community of artists. And finally, probably most importantly, I want to thank all those people who were students in my classes. I roughly figured that I must have had about 4,000 or 4,500 separate people in the 6,500 students I counted during my Parkland years, 38 years. And then lots of other people in workshops I taught in various far-flung places. These people kept coming back the next day. And at first, that was kind of a miracle during my first years, but as I got to be a better teacher, I appreciated that they would come back. They enrolled for another class. They worked hard. They took their work seriously, and I think most people achieved more than they expected. Any teacher will tell you that a student's success, however great or small, is what we live for. Hard to understand, perhaps, if you're not a teacher, but those victories and the appreciation students have for their teachers, that's the holy grail for us. There was a time when I could remember every student's name when I'd run into them at the IGA. Those names are harder to recall now, but I do say the relationships I had with each one. Sometimes little kids are given a trophy just for showing up, a participation trophy. In some ways, I feel like I'm getting this award for just doing my job in the studio and in the classroom. But if I've made some lives better along the way, I'm plenty proud to accept this award for that.
Okay, how about one more round for all 7 winners? Okay, that's it for tonight. Thanks for having me. And let's all go out there and keep inspiring, empowering, creating, and changing the world. So thanks for giving us all the inspiration. Have a wonderful evening.
I need a soul to guide me. I need a light to find me. I need somebody trying to save me. Who's gonna save me? Yeah, yeah. I need a soul to guide me. I need a light to find me. I need somebody